Hello, hello, and welcome to the last project in our quest to conquer freeCodeCamp. This is the anonymous message board on the last certification, the Information Security and Quality Assurance certification on freeCodeCamp. Look at this, everything so far is completed. We started this challenge a month ago. Well, in 16th February, and now is 15th March, so almost a month. And here we are at the last project. This is insane. I remember the day when I set myself this goal. It looked so crazy. I thought it will take months, but for some reason I just worked so hard. And we are here now. Welcome everyone in the live stream. Gulshan, hello. Let's see what to do with this project. Now, a little off topic. I started this live stream. Well, I actually didn't start the live stream. I just started talking and I was like, okay, something's wrong. No one says anything. Hello, Aman. Welcome. Okay, let's see what this last project is about. I have my orange juice, which should help us go through this last project. Hello, Funlearn. Alright, let's see. 12 user stories between us and the top mountain of freeCodeCamp. First, only allow your site to be loaded in an iframe. Do not allow DNS prefetching. Only allow your site to send the referrer for your own pages. Okay, we'll leave this at the end if we will do this. Also the tests. Alright, but what is important, at least in my opinion, is this. 4 through 11. Now, let's clone this repository, this project, which we'll work on, and start from there. Let me know in the chat, is everything right? Can you hear me? Can you see my screen? Are you also excited as I am that we're finishing freeCodeCamp? Hello, Pandit. Love from India. Thank you. Alright, this takes long. Let's try it again. Sometimes glitch is glitchy. So, yeah. Hi, Mohammed. Welcome. Alright, let's see what we have here. Public style, we have some APIs which are created. Then some views, board, index, and thread. Okay. We need to look at that all code. We need to see and understand what's happening so far. Now I can see here /b board thread ID. And also here in API we have /API threads board and /API replies board. So a lot of API endpoints. Okay, that's that. So I guess there's where we're going to code. Alright. Let's see. I can post a thread to a specific message board by passing form data. So again, I can post a thread to a message board. We need text and delete password. I'm not sure what's with this delete password. To API/threads/board. Okay. Board. Where are you? thing here in API. Yeah, so board. Okay. Next, recommend res.redirect to board page b/board. Saved will be index, well, ID text created on. Bumped on starts same as created on. Reported boolean, delete password, and replies array. So many things. I can post a reply to a thread on a specific board by passing form data text delete password. What's up with this delete password? And thread ID to API/replies board. And it will also update the bumped on date to the commands date. Okay. Recommend res.redirect to thread page b board thread ID. In the thread's replies array will be saved. Okay, so we need to get our head around all these. It's not an easy one. I can get an array of the most recent 10 bumped threads on the board with only the most recent 3 replies. The reported and delete passwords will not be sent. Okay, I can get an entire thread with all its replies from API, replies, board ID, thread ID, thread ID, also hiding the same fields. I can delete a thread completely if I send a delete request to API/thread/board and pass along the thread ID and the delete password. Text response will be incorrect password or success. Okay, I can delete a post, just changing the text to deleted. If I send a delete request to replies. Okay, so what I see here is that we have threads and those threads have replies. Now, a thread could have multiple replies, right? Yeah, here is what we need to do. List recent threads, create thread, report thread, delete thread. Show all replies on thread, create reply, report reply, change reply. Now it's interesting that on our reply we can delete it, but it actually won't delete it. It will change to delete. So this is a full-blown full stack application. I can report a thread and change its reported value to true by sending a put request to and pass along the thread ID. Text response will be success. Next, I can report a reply and change its reported value to true by sending a put request and pass along thread ID and reply ID. Okay, complete function test. All right. So yeah, there are a few things to do. Let's test their application. So new thread. Okay, so it takes in the board. Now a board can have threads and the threads can have replies. I won't be using Mongo again. I will create a boards array, which will have a threads array, which will have a replies array. I think that's what we should do. So it'll be an array of objects of an array of objects of arrays. Something like that. So let's see. I want to create a board, poppers board. And the thread text will be this is the first thread. Now we also need the password to delete. 1, 2, 3, 4. Submit. Let's see what's happening. Okay, welcome to b/poppers. Okay. Now we have our board. Submit a new thread. Hi thread and password to delete 1234. Submit. Okay, now how do I get all of the boards? Let's go back. I get an entire thread with all its replies from API, replies, board, thread ID, thread ID. API replies. Let's go to API replies here and board. Poppers. What's happening? Kind of empty. Okay, I don't understand that. Report thread. Board ID to report. So we need a thread ID, which we don't have because it didn't return us. API/threads. Will we get all the threads here? No. Board something. Yeah, an empty array. Poppers. Okay, an empty array again. Interesting. But I created a thread on the board. Let's create a new board. Poppers 2. And the thread text, hello. Password 1. Poppers 2, hello. Okay, finally. So we have an ID. Hello is the thread. See full thread here. Okay. Full thread. Now we can delete it by the password, but we can reply to it. Hello to you too. Password to delete reply. Okay, this is the message. The UI is not friendly at all, so that doesn't help. How are you? Submit. Okay, we need a password. Alright, and now if we delete this by the password, refresh, this is now deleted. Alright, interesting that we can still press delete here. Okay, interesting application. Also the fact that goes to B poppers. Okay. B board thread ID goes to threads. Now when it goes to board, let's see. It goes window location path name that slice 3-1. Then API threads current board, and it makes a get request. Awesome. So we have these. We don't really want to deal with them. So I think all of our work will be here, which is good. Which is good. Now, data for each. This array setup is for code readability and testing. This is not what it would look like to go live. Definitely not. Okay. New thread, board display, submit. So the front end is just a pain. But oh well, we're not worried about this because we're only working on the back end now. Alright, I think we can start to work on our API. So we have the route API threads board. here we want to have a get verb, which will get a request and response, and we'll do something. Next, we also want to have a post on the same API endpoint, also a put. I think I'm doing right, and then a delete. Okay, the same thing should go to this. Get, post, put, delete. Awesome. Now, for our database, as I said, I'm going to use our own database, which will be, let's see, let's create a const board boardDB, which will be an object. Now, keep in mind that, let's go to home. Well, we can actually go to our home also. Let's get the live link and go here. All right, now board is the parent. We can create a board, well, just by posting to threads.board will create a board. Okay, post that reply. So we never create actually a board, just to say, okay, create a board. We're creating a board by just saying it here. I don't really like this. Is Florin here? No, not Florin here. Who's asking? So I really don't understand this board stuff then. Why it is about the board. API threads board. Let me zoom in also here so you can see. So we need to pass in the board, but then that will just be created like that. What if we don't pass in the board, just the thread? Thread password 1 probably is required, yeah. So then it will store by the board name. Hello, it was awesome. FBI is asking. Okay, then Florin is not here if FBI is asking. Okay, jokes aside, what if someone enters a board like this? Look at that. Now that's weird. It has no thread. Alright, so when we post to API/threads, first thing will be to do is to create a board if we don't have it. So I guess let's do that. When we post, create a board if we don't already have it. Alrighty. Now, one thing popped in my mind. First, let's get that short ID library, which will give us some IDs we need. Const short ID will be require short ID. Sorry, I'm distracting you. It's fine. Keep distracting me. At least I won't fall asleep. Alright, so now when we are when we're posting, first thing is to get the board from rec.query. So this stuff. And now if boards DB, so our database of board. So if we don't have this, then let's create it. Boards DB of board will be a new object. New object which will have what? Threads. Threads. Threads, an array. Or board DB. Boards DB. Okay, like that. So we're creating a board with the threads being an empty array. Now I'm not sure. So I can post a thread to a specific message board by passing 4 data, text and delete password. So also from the body we need thread again, the text and delete password. So text and delete password request.body. Now we are we trust them that they created this on the front end. Actually, let's see. So on index, when we post to the board, yeah, so we have the board, text and delete password. All right, good. So that's that. Now create the board if we don't have it. All right. Otherwise, if we do, we need to just find that board, and then on the threads, we want to push a new thread. Now this new thread will be created here. Const new thread will be an object with the text and delete password, and also let's see what else. Delete password. Recommend res the redirect to board page. Okay. Saved will be ID, text, and created on. Okay. And not delete password. Okay, bumped on, reported. Okay, so all these. Let's copy them all. ID. ID. I want to create an ID. This will come from this library we imported. Generate. Alright. Now that gives us a random ID. Next, we have the text created with the text and then the created on. So created on will be new date. As easy as that. Good. Next, bumped on. Start same as created on. So yeah, bumped on will be new date again. Alright, and we want reported, delete password and replies. So reported, can I copy all of those? Let me do that then. Okay, so reported, which will be false initially, then delete password. We already put it here, but let's leave it here. And replies. Replies will be an empty array. Alright, so this is how our new thread will look like. Now, we're not checking if we don't have this, so we'll just trust that we do. Also that the board is correct. Okay. And now here, if we don't have the board, let's create the board and in the threads put a new array and the new thread. Otherwise, we get that board, in the threads we push the new thread. Else, let's see, else push the new thread inside the threads of this board. Alright. And this should redirect us to, it says here, press the redirect to page board. Okay, so redirect to B and board, like that. Awesome, so that should work. Okay, pretty fun stuff. A lot of work. Alright guys, let's see. Now, if everything's correct and we didn't mess it up, if we refresh here and try to create a board first with the text of my thread and the password of 1, submit, look at that, welcome to undefined. Perfect. Welcome to undefined. So our board apparently is undefined. Awesome. So when we submit here, input board, and I want method ID new thread. I want to see new thread submit this that action API thread / board. Okay, I think that this is not query. As I said a couple of times already, I mistake this with params. Okay, sorry about that. Let's, everything's working. Yeah, good. So now let's try again. Go back, refresh, board poppers, text and password 1. Submit. Look at that, b./poppers. Awesome, awesome. So that works. And now we can also submit a new thread. Let's try that. New thread. New thread with a password. Submit. Don't get anything. We should. Well, we don't get because we didn't create the get. So hold on, cowboy. Let's do the get then for the same route. We have the post. Let's do the get. Put delete, and then we do all the 4 for the last one. Well, for the individual boards. No, for the replies. Okay. Good. Good. Now get. Let's see what we want. I can get an array of the most recent 10 bumped threads on the board with only the most recent 3 replies from API threads board. The reported and deleted passwords field will not be sent. Alright, let's copy this and put it here because this is a long one. Okay, I want to see everything here. Well, you know what? Let me just do this for everything. I can post, or well, nah, never mind. So I can get an array of the most 10 recent bumped threads. So again, we get the board for direct.params. And here now we want to go inside the threads and sort them by the bumped on value. Now, before doing that, I want to check something. I want to check if we can have 2 dates. Let's see, let A1 will be new date and A2 will be, let A2 will be new date. Okay, and then let X be A1 and A2. X will be dates, and I want to see if x.sort gives us something. X.sort is the same. What if we put a function and do a minus 1. This is that, and if we put b minus a, oops. Alright, so if you put b minus a, it returns the last one. So the last one is first. You can see here after the seconds, 24 and 90. So that's what we want to do. Come here. I can get an array of the most recent. Okay, so we want to check most recent. Will be boards, db of board. So now we get the corresponding board. Dot threads. Dot sort. Well, this will sort the entire array, and I don't want that. Or well, it will sort, but actually it won't matter that much, because, or will it? No, it won't matter if we sort or not. So let's let's sort by that function, b minus a, and then we want to slice 0, 10, first 10 elements. And we can rest.json, I think rest.json, or how do we send it? And get an array of the most 10. Let's check on the board how they get it. So get board threads, data for each. Yeah, so I send back an array. API, rest.json, most recent. Alright, and it should also be sorted. Let's check now. So if we create a board, poppers, and we create a test thread, submit, we should hopefully see them. Not really. Okay, cannot read property threads of undefined. Boards db of board. Don't know what board is. Let's console.log board and boards db. See what we have there. Go back and do this again. Poppers test 1. Submit. Okay, so we have popper and poppers thread. Poppers. Why is the border just popper? So from the body we have popper. Thread object. Okay. Let's try with something else. Let's write blah s1 slash blah, and let's see what we have. bl. Now that's interesting. Why it chops off one of the console.log boards. For some reason the params is chopped off. Is it something what they do here? Get URL, get URL, current board, window location, path name, slice, 3-1. Something here is wrong. But what? Do they want to? So the path name, let's console.log this. Console.log current board. I think they want to get from index 3 to -1, so the last. But actually it's not good. So let's see what they gave us here. Go back, try again, poppers. Okay, let's see in the console what they have. Popper. Okay, so it just chopped off the last letter, which I don't know why. Let's also check for this pet name. I want to see what's pet name. Let's do that again. So as you can see, a lot of testing. Poppers, test one, submit. Now here, b/poppers. Okay, so we want to avoid the first three, but get all of the following. So -1 shouldn't be there. Slice 3. Okay, let's play around with the slice method here in the console to understand how it works. So we get let x be b/poppers, like that. Now if we do x dot slice 3 - 1, we get popper. If we do 3 0, we get nothing. If we do 3, that will be good. Now I think they put the -1 there because oh, I know what happens actually. So here when we redirect, we don't pass in the slash. That's what they want to remove. So let's pass in the slash and now it should work. Alright, go back, try again. Poppers, test 1, submit. And look at that. Goes to poppers and we can see. Now this is undefined. Not a number, hidden, see full thread. Okay, so some things are not working. Let's see what happens here if we do the same thing. Test 1. Actually nothing. That's weird. Poppers 2. Test. Oh. Okay, 0 replies. Okay, I see. So they expect this to be the number of replies and 0 hidden. Okay. Why is 0 hidden? Let's see how they calculate that. So hidden count, el reply count -3. Reply count ELE, which is the response, that reply count. Okay, I guess we'll have that. And then the hidden count will be that -3. Oh, I think I know. So actually, if we have here more replies, that, and then again one, that, and that. Now if we go back to that URL, fresh, yeah, so we have 5 replies and 2 hidden. So yeah, that's what they want. Here only to show 3 replies. Alright, good. Okay, I'll take a 1-2 minutes break and I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. What have I missed? Okay. So we were here when we needed the reply count. Yeah. Replies. I'm not sure why replies is undefined. Reply count. Should that be stored on the object? Where is it? Here. So ELE reply count. Okay, let's see. I'm messing around now here. Here, I want to see the things we need to do. So I can post a reply to a thread on a specific board by passing the text, delete password, and thread ID. And it will also update the bumped on date on the comments. Okay, in the threads replies array will be saved, okay, and reported. Now, we don't say anything about reply count. Reply count. We don't say anything about that. That's why we have undefined here. But I guess on the get get here, most recent thread replies, push replies. I think we could also have replies count saved, but don't see a reason for that. Why don't you reply count? Why don't you do here replies.length? So let's do that. ELE dot reply count will be ELE dot replies dot length. So now this will fix our front end. Let's see. Reply count replies dot length. We have replies, which is 0 minus 3. Let's go back. And here, post poppers, text 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever. Not the number, not the number. They don't say anything about reply count. They forgot to say that, or I don't know. So, okay. Let's remove this. Let's go to an API. And here, when we want to get let's also map over what's remaining and get the board, and we want to return. So we sort, then we sort, then slice, then map. Alright. And inside here we want to return an object which is the same as B, so the board, but we also want to say reply count, which will be b.replies, well, b, so threads, this is the thread actually, so t.replies.length. Alright, so this thread replies.length, that should be reply count. And you should be happy now with your reply count. Let's go back and test that. Board poppers test 1 submit. Still undefined. Which Max is asking, which is the editor you're using here? This is a glitch. the editor is a web editor. Okay, so we still get reply count to be undefined by let's see how they get that thread there. So board reply hidden reply count for each data. Data is the array. Okay. Text reply count. Reply count is gets from URL API threads current board. Okay, I won't worry that much about this now. Should work. Or reply count is with lowercase. Maybe that's the reply count. Yeah, lowercase. Okay. Reply count. Let's try again. If it doesn't work, I'll just move on. Don't want to spend that much time on that. Poppers test 1. Submit. Okay, 0 replies total. Perfect. Good. That's all. No more. Now, we did get, we did post. Let's do put. Put, what does it need to do? I can report a thread and change its reported value to true by setting a put request to and pass along the thread ID. Okay, sure. So put here gets from the params, gets the board again, rec.params, and also from the query it should get from the query it should get the thread ID. Okay, thread ID boards. Should find the thread and changes its reported to true, and it should res that send message. What message? Success. Okay, sure. Success. Now sorry about that. After 4 live streams, my throat is pretty hurt. So we need to find the thread. Basically, we need to go over boards db of board, then threads, threads. We need to find the thread with the thread ID and change that. So let's map over thread and turn the thread here. We did something similar before. Then for if thread.id equal to thread ID from the query, we want to return everything from the thread, but the reported will be true this time. Alright, now this returns back an array of threads, which we want to store in our threads. We want to reset the threads. Not the best thing to do, but it does the job. So we loop over and we're mapping. When we're finding the thread with the ID of thread, we're changing the reported value to true. All the remaining properties are the same. If it's not the same ID, we just return the thread. Alright, and then delete. For delete, a complete if I send delete request to pass along thread ID and delete password. Okay, so thread ID. Again, const, we want the board from rec.params, and we want the thread ID and deleted password, delete password from rec.params. Now I remembered something. Here on the get, we want to get the 10 threads, but reported and delete false should not be sent. How do we do that? So on the get here, when we map over, we create the reply count, but we don't want to send the deleted password will be undefined. Let's just do that, undefined, and the reported will be undefined. So just when sending, as we don't want to send the password, also the reported flag. So we put them to undefined. Keep in mind that this is just sending an array. It's not changing the array we have. Okay, so that's good. Now we need to delete this if delete password is equal to something. That's one we want to delete. Same thing as here. We want to reset the threads, but instead of mapping, we want to filter the thread where the thread ID is that and the delete password is the delete password. So let's do that. Filter over. All right. This will return everything that's true inside. So if we find the thread with ID be that, return it. This will return only one. So we want those to not be. Also, we want the delete password to be different than thread delete password. Delete password. So basically this will find the thread which are different and also checks the password to be different. If are the same, it will keep it. Let's think over. So we need to remove if the thread is different. Okay, it will remain. Thread ID is different. Let me think. So filter out everything that's not this. Okay, so that will remain. If it is, it will be removed. And also if it is, we need to check that the password is the same. The same will stay. If it's different, then it will remove. I'm confused. Okay, so this finds that thread, then the same password, this will be true and it will keep it. The different password, then this will be false. Move it. No, something is not good in my logic, I think. Only remove it if the password is the same. So if it's different, then keep it. Okay, that's good. And this should return what? Okay, reply, delete password, text incorrect password or success. Alright, so we also need to send incorrect password. So then instead we do filter here. Actually, let's do the double thing instead of doing all this crazy stuff. First, let's const find board. Boards threads dot, well, find thread actually. Boards thread dot find when the thread ID is equal to thread ID. Like that. So this will find the thread. If delete password is equal to find thread of delete password, then it will be deleted, else it will not. So here delete it, else don't. So keep it. Now this response will be, hey Siri. My Siri keep telling me something. Okay, close the internet. Good. So again, text response will be this or that. Alright, so if deletes it, the text response will be success. So res.send success. Otherwise res.send incorrect password. Okay, now keep it, so incorrect password, that's all. And here we want to delete it. So here we do that thing where we store to the threads this dot filter all of them. So here we delete it by filtering out the one with the ID equal to the ID sent. Alright, so that's it for delete. How can we test? I think here that's okay. Poppers, go back because we reset the board. So poppers with a test 1. Alright, now we want to remove the thread. 1. Submit. No. I think here. Let's see, inspect what happened. ID text created on bump down applies. Delete threads poppers. 500. Something didn't work as we wanted. So threads board, thread ID and delete password. Threads ID poppers. Delete on threads ID poppers. Okay. Get the board, find that board, find the threads, corresponding thread from that thread. Next. If delete password is equal to find thread delete password, then delete it. Else return incorrect password. Something's off here. Let's create poppers 2, test, password 1. Okay, so we get that back, applies and everything good. Now if you want to delete it, get 500. Why? Poppers Canary property delete password undefined. Okay, so that's on the back end also the error. Cannot read two threads of undefined. Board's board. Oh, look at that, what I did. Params, and this is query. The params is board, the thread ID, and that is from the query. Alright. Let's do it again. Was a little issue. Board, poppers, test, 1, submit. Now we put one here and try to delete it. Okay, again. Canary property delete password undefined. Okay, go back here and see the error. Delete password of undefined. Now you couldn't find that thread with the ID. Let's see. Console.log board thread. Want to see all the threads, and also console.log the thread ID which was passed in, also the delete password. So let's check those. Good. Go back again, poppers, test 1, the test delete. Go back here, oops, here, and see undefined thread ID delete password, because that comes from the body, not the query. Oh boy, good. This also comes from the body, I think. Put, change value put, press along thread ID. Yep, so the body, not the query. Yeah, the get comes from here, from the query. Oh boy, bunch of stuff to do, but let's move on. So the body now cleared. Let's try again. Eventually we'll have it work. Poppers, test 1, submit. Okay, test 1, delete. Success. That worked. In our console, look at that. We have the ID 1, delete password 1, replies, everything. Now if we refresh, this should be an empty. Oh, look at that. So finally, oops, keep going to main screen. So it worked. Ooh, that was a bit of a work to do. Awesome. Now we have all this working, hopefully. We checked that, we go there, the post, the get only gives us the last 10, removes the password and the reported. The rest 10 thread. Okay. Now let's do the remaining 4 and we should be done with it. Okay. I can post a reply to a thread on a specific board by passing form data text, delete password. Thread, need to delete password. Really? I can get an entire thread with all its replies from, with the thread ID being thread ID. Let's make the get first. So here on the get, do that. Let's copy it and see what's happening. So get the board, but we also get the thread ID. This will come from rec.query. Let's see in the thread here. Yes. Get URL data thread ID current URL 1. Yeah, I think that's how it works. We'll see. So we get the thread ID, and now I want to show all the replies and everything. Entire thread with the replies from thread ID equals thread ID, also hiding the same fields. So instead of going sorting, slicing, mapping, we want to get the thread, where on the threads we do find thread with thread ID being equal to thread ID. Alright, and here I'm not sure we need the reply count, only need the let password and report it and send back the thread. Okay, I think that worked when we did here. Let's test on their API, test 1. And here we were sent to this, and doesn't work for poppers. Poppers 2 test ever. And here see full thread. Yep. Now on our example, we should have that working as well. Okay. Poppers test. And here see full thread almost works. Thread ID, database board thread find, map is not the fun. Oh, okay. Sorry. So here we can't map on an object. We can just do this. So we send back an object with the thread, and okay, and reported and password will be removed. JSON, we send back this object with the thread spread and the delete password, and reported undefined. Alright, so only one property. We did the map on a property, on a property which wasn't good. So let's test again. Poppers test 1, see full thread, and look at that, we have the entire thread here. Awesome, we did get now. Let's make post. Post. Okay, this is the hardest one, so let's let's actually do something else. What? I can delete a post, just changing the test to delete if I send delete request to. Okay, that's also not that easy. Well, actually, oh boy. I'm thinking. So basically on these posts, deletes and puts, we need to find the thread, and when we find it we need to change it because we need to work with the replies. Now that's the issue we are having now because we're not using Mongo, which does this heavy stuff for us. We need to do some trickery, some wizardry. Let's take a 1 minute break. And see what that does. Okay, let's do put. So on the put, we get the board, the thread ID and the reply ID, and we need to change what we did here on the put. Let's do on the put, we get the board, the thread ID and the reply ID. Here we're mapping over the threads to find the thread with the ID, and when we find that, oh boy, also need to find the reply inside that. So here we're passing the threads, we're also not changing the thread, reported on the thread, but instead the replies here will be to thread.replies .map reply and the same thing, we return reply, but if reply ID is equal to reply ID, then we want we want what? To return this reply, but the reported will be true. This is a nasty for double map. Basically what we did here, but we go one level deeper on the replies, because we want to change the replies. Alright, this should be fun. Should work. Now. Yeah, almost done with the last project. I'm so tired, to be honest. Let's do delete. Let's do delete with which did this. Let's put it here and see what we need on the delete. I can delete a post just changing the text. If I send delete, thread ID, reply ID and delete password. Thread ID, we get it. Delete password, we get it. We also need the reply ID. Now, does the reply also have a password, right? Yep. We didn't do the post, so we don't know yet, but it does have a reply ID. Now, we need to find the thread. On that thread, we need to find the reply and change that reply. So instead of this, we will well, find thread, it's okay. Then find reply will be find thread dot replies dot find reply with reply dot id being equal to reply id. That's the find reply. Now, if delete password is equal to find reply delete password, then our threads will filter out. This is the tricky part. Actually, the threads won't filter, will map. We'll do something like here. So we'll map over like that, if the thread ID equals to the thread ID, we'll return the thread, but the replies, if the reply ID is equal to reply ID, again, it will return not the reply, well, the reply, but the text will be deleted. So the entire reply, which will be created up in the post here, and the text will be deleted. Now I'm not sure if we should change the the bumped on. This is something we're not changing yet. The bumped on is on thread. Probably is not changed here, but we'll see. Now this should change that, the text, if the reply, good. Good. Let's do the post and then we need to check everything. If that works, we'll be golden. Now what our post did here. Let's copy and just change it around. Oops. Okay, so our post towards the specific thread will get text, delete password, and thread ID. Text, delete password, and thread ID. Now, and it will also update the bumped on date on the comments. So it will update the bumped on the thread. This will redirect to thread page board / thread ID. Okay, so redirects to board and thread ID will be created. Oh boy, so confused now. In the threads replies array will be saved. ID text created, undeleted, unreported. In the threads replies ID will be saved. This. Now we create the new reply, which will have ID, text, created, deleted, and reported, not bumped, not replies. So ID, text, created, delete, password, and reported. Okay. This will be the new reply, which will go on the thread. So we don't do this. Instead, we need to find the thread with that ID. So const we're going to do something like this actually. Oh boy. So this threads, we find the thread with the ID. If we do, then we return the thread and the replies. The replies will be actually a new array with this new reply. Okay, so here new reply will be this, and it will be pushed inside. We don't need this mumbo jumbo. The replies will be thread replies push, well, thread replies and this new reply. So we're pushing to the replies array, right? Alright, create the board if you don't have it, we don't need that. Else, so we don't need this, we just redirect to that. I think this should be fine. So we we map over the thread, we find the thread with the ID. If we don't, we just return the thread. If we find it, then we create a new reply with all the data, and we get the thread back, and we put the replies in it, and also the bumped on will be new date. Hello Hassan, your first time live. Welcome. Okay. Let's test this. Put post redirect to OK. One second. Let's try this out. Okay. Hopefully everything works. I don't know. Let's pray that it works, because I'm so tired. On the poppers board, we want to push a thread. Hello. Hit the password. Submit. Now on this thread we want to reply, first reply with the password. Okay, first reply, another reply. Hello, with the password. Look at that. Now we can delete this, and this should be now deleted. Hallelujah, that works. Now we can delete also this, but I forgot the password. Okay, so apparently it worked. This should now be gone, and on the poppers we should have no threads. We can create a thread here. Rest. I should rest. I'm not sure why I said that, but that's right. 0 replies. Let's create a reply. Let's create another reply. Rest, rest, rest. I want to create like 5 replies or something, and go back to the poppers thread. 4 replies, 1 hidden. Oh, we should 10 bumps thread, most recent 3 replies. Okay, let's do that. And that will be the last. Where is the get? He replies. Replies will be e.replies dot sort again by what? What we're sorting through here, not the created date. We need to sort by b dot created on and a dot created on. And here again, sort a b b dot created on and where bumped on, created bumped on and bumped on. So we need to sort those 10 by that, and these 3 by the created, and slice 03. Only the 3 replies should go through here, and it Should count the replies. Okay, deleted, remove all of those mumbo jumbo. And let's do a final check. So we create a board for, well, poppers, poopers, and thread one with a password of 1. Submit. Now let's submit a new thread. Thread 2 with a password of 2. Submit. Look at that. Thread 1, thread 2. Now thread 3 with a password of 3. Okay, these are sorted by the bumped on. Now if we send a reply here, reply 1 1, so thread 1 reply 1, it will give us here, let's do some more replies, 2 1, reply 3 1, reply 4 1, and reply 5 1. Good. If I go now back to the poppers thread, this should be first. 5 replies total. Okay, 2 hidden. That doesn't hide the replies yet. Okay, should be fine. Also the replies are sorted. Something I missed here, so slice 0.3. Sort reply slice. It's fine. I'm not sure why this didn't work, but oh well, it should have. That's it. I won't do anything else. I need to catch up with all the certifications. I'm about to go for mine. Thank you for the shut up. My pleasure. So I'm so tired, I don't feel well. These work. I'm not sure why the replies. Let me refresh. Yeah, it's still on the poppers. Get only most 3 replies. Sort. Come on, sort. Where is it here? Slice 03. Slice 010. Oh well, it should work. I won't stay. Let me know if you have any other questions for this project in the comments. I kinda did all of these. I guess they work. I don't. I test for post, for get, for delete. We can delete if we go to /poppers. Here we can delete this all if you want. Let's delete actually the 3 here. No, it's successful. If we refresh, the 3 is gone. We can see the full thread. Can delete a reply. It will say deleted. Okay, that's all, folks. I won't do anything else. When we delete, actually, I still have something. Text deleted and here bumped. Well, we don't have bumped on. I guess. Let's see. Delete. Okay. So it doesn't say we should bump. So we won't. Alright, let's get this link. Let's push it here. Complete. Submit. And we are done. We are done with all the projects. Let's go to update my account. Scroll down, see where that section is, claim the certification, show the certification. Let's take a screenshot of this. And finally, we did all the project. Oh boy, I'm so tired that I can't be happy about this. But I am. I'm so happy I finally finished all the projects, all the sections, everything on freeCodeCamp. Go to learn. Look at this. All of these, all of these, all of these, and these, and these, and these. Everything's completed. View my portfolio. I started on 16 February. I did something here, but this is from the old one. Let me zoom in. So 16 February, the first one. Then look at that. All of the project. Alright, thanks all for watching, for being a part of this. I think they will create some new curriculums with Python, and I will continue with those, but in like a couple of weeks when they release it. Until then, I hope you like this journey. It was a long journey. For me, it took a month. It's very good. Well, it's fine for you to take much longer if you just started. I was aware of all of these technologies before I started. I have 7 years experience, so don't let that take you down. Take as much time as you need, 3 months, 6 months, a year, it's fine. As long as you complete this, that's what's important. Thank you all for watching, thank you all for being a part of this, and I'll see you, well, tomorrow in some more live streams, which will not be freeCodeCamp related. If you want to see more freeCodeCamp, check the description with the playlist of all of the recordings. And as I said, I'm also going to go over the Python section when it will appear. Until then, I hope you enjoyed this. Have a good day, night, evening, morning, afternoon, whatever and whenever you are. Thank you for watching. Bye.